Hey everybody, welcome to another Let's Play Space Engineers. This is a space station that I've been fidgeting about with, little side project in a free building map, creative map. So, while we're laying here, let's take a look-see around, shall we? I have quite a few mods. So, I have quite a few mods. I have the extended, whatever these are, extended conveyors, and that stuff. I can never remember the name of anything. I have the Stargate mod, which I'm loving. The Maglocks. The mini drill, which I really enjoy that. Refurbished ship equipment, which is where I get the doors and the blast shutters for the space station are on from that mod. I also use the gravity generator. I forgot to reinstall the medbay after I took it out for something else that I'll show you in here in just a second. And what else? The portable reactor is on here, which I don't know how that works in as far as putting stuff in it using cables and stuff. The Interiorama stuff, I'm using the Prism camera and metal door from that. I don't use anything from this. What else am I using? I have extended... Sorry about that. I have extended engineering. Eichster's decoration? I think that's how you say it. I'm using the arcade machines, the benches, the fern, the shower, sink, and toilet for this, along with the pool table, because I like pool tables. I'm using the, from Drifting Thoughts, I'm using the interior conveyors. Nothing from this. That's really... Command console pack. I'm using the switches, different switches. And I think that's it, mod-wise, that I'm using. I mean, I use a lot of other parts from other mods, but in this station it's not those. So as you can see here, I've turned the shutters on their sides. I really like how that looks. And I just realized I can't hear anything happening in the game, so I'm not even sure if you can. Ugh. Well, never mind that. We'll just take a look through everything. It's not that big of a deal to have to hear everything, you know? As much as I'm sure you'd like to, there's really no extra sounds. I cut the music and everything because I was listening to music earlier and didn't feel like turning it back on, so we'll just do a quick look through, shall we? Here you get to see the shutters open and close. Now for the bathroom. Here we have the sink and toilet and shower, all in one little space. And I really like the shower. So here's those doors I was talking about and everything else. Here's the gravity generator, and we have another switch for the other blast shutters. We have an assembler and a cargo container. I know they don't directly connect, which is why I use the interior conveyors that go in the interior blocks. So underneath here are two L-shaped ones connecting the bottom of this to the bottom of this. And over here are the power generators. I'm not 100% sure on keeping them. And here I have a timer block timed to actually every hour shut these and then open these. So every hour they'll shut, and another hour all of them open. That goes for the bedroom ones too. And let me just show you the rest. So I do have an elevator. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. And I know there's no music. Let's try to close that. So what I have here, this little double door thing, this actually acts as a secondary airlock. And you'll see why. I'm sure you just caught a glimpse, but you'll see why. It's kind of a safety precaution, but this is the main area. Here we have Mortal Kombat, Pac-Man, and Space Invaders. Some plants. And some sitting areas that are diagonal from each other. And then over there we have our pool table. I need to add televisions. And then this is the main airlock. Now, as you can tell, this whole area is one big risk. Because if somebody decided to be unfriendly, even though this is a friendly personal station, they could technically destroy the windows and cause massive suffocation to anyone inside. And anyone who's smart enough that's downstairs will gladly lock the airlocks. I mean, wait for people to come in and then lock the airlocks. Anyway. Now we do have here the upper landing pad, the outside. Blast doors from the outside, and there's not much going on underneath. And here we have another airlock. It's actually 3 different doors. And that leads right back into the main area, or the living area. So I did that because I kind of wanted a second thing. I mean, I wasn't just gonna have it where there's just this platform and then this huge drop on the station where the station comes down a lot. and I didn't really want to put anything else in there, in the station. I could have added a whole lot more, but I just felt like having another landing space. You know, like this could be my private landing space, and the other one could be your landing space for friends or whatever. So, I know I still have no sound, but we're going to run over here, and I'm going to show you what I did to the blue ship, because it was fun. We modified the blue ship a bit. I actually painstakingly went through it block by block and modified it and took things apart one by one. Not one by one, but I, used symmetry, and I went through and just started moving blocks in a safe fashion so that they wouldn't come falling apart. I used quite a few mods here. I used the azimuth thrusters to pretty good extreme. I'm sure you will notice. And I also used, I'll show you real quick. Hold on just a second here. Where is it? It's the industrial thruster, the large industrial thruster from Sage. And I actually kept the side large thrusters, and because I couldn't find anything comparable in size, and then I left the solar panels on. I just like how that looks. And for some weird reason, that turret is not where I put it. I'll fix that later. I don't want a random turret shooting everything. What the heck? All these turrets are like off place. Yay, glitches. I have no freaking clue how that happened. But anyway, back to the front. Yeah, so again, I left the big engines there on purpose. And as you can tell, I covered up the entire midsection with heavy armor, the whole thing anyway, but I covered up the entire midsection, and it would take one heck of a fighter pilot with a small enough fighter or a drone to get in here. I did that on purpose so that people can't just come crawling in. And there are there are generators everywhere. These four, just like the vanilla ship, do connect to that cargo unit still. Now you'll see this little hallway. That space still goes upstairs. But here's more generators, more reactors on each side. And there's not much in the way of space up here anymore, as you can tell. Now going in this direction, we have very thin hallways that lead to the control room. And then here, lots of gyroscope. Lots of them. And then another thin hallway. And I might as well show you how it flies. I have no idea why that turret is floating off, but whatever. And again, I do apologize for the lack of sound. I have no idea what happened when I switched over to my headset while playing the game. It decided to just cut the sound on me. So real quick, while I still have time and my phones aren't ringing like crazy, I'll show you what else I've been working on. Yes, that is a puddle jumper from Stargate. Yes, it does fly. These are my little personal fighters. Kind of an almost civilian level of fighter. Uses a lot of the azimuth thrusters, including the azimuth rocket launcher. And what the heck is that doing on there? And then we have these. Now, the rocket launcher is great because it actually connects to this little cargo container that's in here that I maybe should have made easier to access from this side, but whatever. And these guns are accessible through the back. Since this isn't like a hardcore military vessel or anything like that, I decided to keep it simple and make them just accessible from somebody outside. So, you know, you pack it, load it up with weapons and whatnot, and then and they both use these smaller antennas. So over here I'm actually working on a, wow, what did I just do? I'm over here, I'm working on a space station. It doesn't really have an entry to the landing area yet, but I'm going to try to make one. So we do have the couple of assemblers. They connect to what you'll see inside. You have these cargo units. Hold on. So the station's pretty interesting. You come inside, you go through here. And what I'm doing is making it so that you can easily move around inside and see all the equipment. So as you can see, there's some refineries, some blast furnaces. I made the floors glass so that you can see what's going down in there. And it's just easily accessible and easy to move around. Now everything, the reason that it's up like this, the way that everything works, I don't know if they changed this ever, but it used to be where you have to plug into the top to put stuff in and plug and have it come out through the bottom for resources. I don't know if it still does that anymore. I really never looked into it, but I figured even if it did or didn't, it would make an interesting dynamic to have to set it up that way like it did. That way everything kind of has a functional look to it. Factory kind of. And the blast furnaces all you know, the resources would come into the station and come out to here. Iron would go into here, and then everything else would get fettered into these two equally and then back up through the top pipe. Same thing here with the arc furnace. It comes in through the back and comes back out through the front. And then it goes back into a large container. And I really haven't done anything else with the station. This is actually where the original starting station was. And lastly, this is a nice little cargo ship. Nice little thing I decided to put together. And after I built it is when I kind of got the idea to just go on ahead and build this station, because I thought it'd be neat to roll up to a, you know, fly up to a station and take whatever cargo containers you have on the sides, and I'll show you those. So I made these little cargo pods. They have their own power source and gyro and a little small antenna, and both sides God, I cannot remember the name of this mod. Hold on. It's a new mod that I just found too. It's attachable connector ports, I think, that let you connect. Well, you can obviously see it. These are medium cargo containers from the small ships with these connectors. And then you just kind of pull up and attach them to the side here. And there are these mag clamps on the side, so that when you do pop up to them, you can just grab it and go. And that's pretty much it as far as these go. That was kind of a lot of fun to play around with. And I'm also considering spacing these differently, but for the moment it seems to work nicely. And you're keeping the engines away from everything too, because all the engines are in the back section. Also, it does have one large reactor, and from these, they're all connected to each other so that you can transfer cargo around, including the front. And then there is a small pipe going back to the large reactor, which is back here, and it's armored on all sides with heavy armor on the inside, but you can't see that. And I'll show you that real quickly. So as you can see here, right here, back in the back of the back, this is one nice armored container, wow, I can't think straight, reactor. And it is piped into these. There you go, through the top. Since these large ones, conveyors have these three sections at the top here, I decided to use one of them to pipe to. And that's pretty much the entire inside of these things. Is the, it's just this simple. And then there's three of these going across gyroscopes. Beyond that, everything on the inside is just small armor, light armor. Yep, nothing else going on in there. So that's pretty much the station for now. I have to make another one of these videos another time, and we'll show you how this works. So these open. I only have them set up for the Gatlings, but it's still pretty cool to see them in action. And finally, I'll fly my personal shuttle back to my base. And I did actually use the body, if you were wondering, the body from the repair ship. If you're wondering, that is the body from the work ship, the vanilla ship that you get in this particular map that has all the ships in it, just heavily modified. Alright, I have no idea how much time has passed, but I'm gonna cut it here for now, and we'll come back for another video later.